today's home buyers don't just want homes, they want intelligent living experiences. And for enterprise players in real estate, design, and home solutions, AI-powered automation has evolved from premium feature to powerful driver of growth and differentiation. Smart homes are no longer a future, they are the expectations. I am Sonam Chawla from Economic Times AI, and today we are at IoTify, where innovation meets smart manufacturing. We are going to witness how AI is revolutionizing production and development in this cutting-edge company. Come on, let's dive in and meet the team. We have with us Arpit Chhabra, the visionary CEO of IoTify. He has an experience of 20 years in appliance industry. So Arpit, to set the stage, please let us know what IoTify does.
So Sonam, at IoTify, we work with a lot of brands in home appliances space and help them with design, manufacturing of electronic PCBAs for various categories such as air conditioners, water purifiers, geysers, smart touch switches, and we are in fact the only company in India who is manufacturing Wi-Fi and Bluetooth modules in India. So in a nutshell, we are focusing on localization of PCB assemblies in India. Over the last 7-8 years, we have helped our brand partners in localizing over 200 plus PCBs that they were either importing from countries like China or taking help from their head offices in other countries. So net, we are the superpower behind a lot of brands with respect to providing them electronic PCBs.
So Arpit, in your view, how AI is reshaping the smart home landscape, especially in Indian context?
So that's a very interesting question, because if you really look at India as a market, we are very, very cautious of what is the value that we get from any expense that we make. Now, if I take example of, let's say, air conditioners as a product, we want perfect cooling, but we want minimum electricity payouts, right? So, as an example, what AI does is it understands your usage behavior, your sleep patterns, and tries to optimize energy utilization while giving you the perfect cooling experience. So this is one example. And if I talk about other stuff, for example, safety and security, with everyone, at least in tier 1 cities, having their CCTV cameras and IP cameras, there's a lot of intelligence that is going on the edge with respect to facial detection, with respect to motion detection, that actually makes you feel safe and secure. So all of this put together in various applications and use cases is shaping up the India's utilization of AI in smart devices.
That's so good and insightful. Rather, when we hear it from you, we realize, like I realize, that our daily needs, our daily appliances are that smart, and we don't know the entire in-depth how the innovation works around it. So thanks for sharing it. So Arpit, how does smart manufacturing look like when AI is adopted in your process?
So manufacturing is all about 4M.
Okay.
Man, machine, method, and material. Now, when we focus on Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing, idea is to put a lot of intelligence on the edge itself to understand whether all the 4Ms are working efficiently to put together the quality standards that are expected by our brand partners and the end user who's going to use the products that we are manufacturing here for 10-15 years. So what happens is we have these edge points which detect whether the operator, that is the man, is doing the process, that is the method, properly or not.
Okay.
Where the material which is being used is of the expected quality standards or not. And the machines that we are using here are performing as per the expectation or not. By capturing all this data, we are able to identify any drift in quality that could impact the overall quality of the product.
That sounds interesting. So Arpit, you have built your own manufacturing execution system.
Yeah.
So I would like to understand that what drove to that decision and how AI is playing a role in it.
Sure. So basically, we developed this manufacturing execution system that we call Zeno,
Okay.
short form for Zen of Operations. Now, we evaluated a lot of off-the-shelf solutions, and we realized, nothing was actually fulfilling the expectations that we had from a system that works effectively and every time for us. So, being a technology company, I posed this question to my tech team. They rolled up their sleeves and created this beautiful system. Now, what happens is all of these are small computers that are running lightweight machine learning models. For example, this particular operation that is happening here,
Okay.
if there is a issue that is being reported by the operator or the system or the machine learning model itself, it would highlight that to the operator so that the operator can understand that something is wrong,
Okay.
and he or she can highlight that to the line leader.
So operator would come to know immediately that.
Because anything which is a miss on the process side,
Okay.
these machine learning models that are running on this system itself, they give a prompt to the operator
All right.
that the process has not been carried out completely or perfectly. So nothing rolls to the next stage
Okay.
until unless the system prompts that the process that has been conducted is as per the desired SOPs.
All right. So if I'm understanding it correctly, the ML is designed in a way that the operator would come to know if he's done any mistake or if anything is missing in the whole process. Oh, that sounds interesting. I mean, that's
Prompts
great.
are there so that any human errors are not passed on in the product itself.
Okay. So that gives a clear picture of how, the smart systems are evolving and they have actually integrated in their manufacturing unit. Yeah? Okay. So Arpit and Smriti, we would like to know that what measurable outcomes have you observed after integrating AI into your manufacturing processes, whether it is efficiency, cost, or decision making?
Sure. So let me start with the process adherence itself. By ensuring use of Zeno, we have got 100% adherence to the process itself.
Okay.
So that means, no operator would be able to perform a step differently. Everyone performs the step the same way because Zeno prompts the operators to perform the steps similarly. Now, secondly, coming to the point with respect to efficiency. In terms of efficiency, we have seen an increase in efficiency of 21%
Oh, that's a good.
before Zeno and after Zeno. Yeah. So what that translates to is we are able to provide more cost competitive products to our brand partners so that it makes decision making on the financial side easier for them. And in terms of quality control, what we are buying in terms of raw material, all the inputs that are captured using Zeno, we understand which are the makes that are working perfectly, defect free. So it helps them make those decisions with respect to selection of quality of products very easy and intuitive as well.
Okay, so that's not just efficiency, cost, and decision making, but even consistency that you just mentioned.
That's right.
Yeah, basically, quality is just about consistency. So, yeah, we cannot achieve quality without having a consistent approach to a situation or a thing or a process.
So another in-depth analysis on how AI has moved the industry. Yeah.
So, just to add to what Arpit mentioned, we are using these lightweight machine learning tools to ensure pokayoke. Pokayoke is a Japanese word for foolproofing. So basically, it's that foolproofing that operator A missed some step, the card reached operator B, and operator B gets prompted up that there's a prompt that this card hasn't performed the last step. So it's the foolproofing of the line or the pokayoke of the line.
AI is helping in no error
Yes.
concept.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, but please shed some light on how does your team design and develop to turn AI insights into usable consumer features?
That's a very interesting question. I have a different take on it. So, what we believe thoroughly at IoTify is that AI is not a feature, it's a tool. So, when we think of AI as a tool, what we really want to do is we want to leverage that tool to give something to the end user that gives the experience of wow. For example, what we do is on the mobile applications that we develop for smart devices, we analyze the trends, we analyze what is the user usually doing, trying to achieve in terms of a smart device which is there in his or her home. And now, basis the last experiences or last points that the user is trying to achieve, we're trying to automate and nudge the user so that they can actually get the stuff done in least possible time. So when we think of AI as a tool, we are able to carve out ways so that user is able to complete the journey in least possible time with least possible friction. So this is how we actually use AI as a tool to deliver something which is useful, which saves time, and which again gives a pleasurable experience to the end user.
Yes. So that makes actually AI smarter in every way. Yeah.
Yes. That's
So AI is not a feature, actually it's an enabler.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Rightly said, Smith. So what's next in the world of AI as when it comes to smart homes and automation? Anything you're watching next or investing in as a
So
tool?
interestingly, a lot of system on chips, SoCs, which are very powerful and which give you a lot of value addition on edge computing, and AI and ML models that run on the edge are being developed across the globe right now. So what we are focusing on is one, HMI interfaces, human machine interfaces, as well as SoCs which give you more throughput on the edge. So idea is that you need not be connected to the cloud all the time. Something that can be done locally would be done by these powerful SoCs that are able to run machine learning models locally on the edge is something that we believe is going to bring the next big change in this ecosystem. Yeah.
Okay. So now, would you share with our viewers like one AI limitation that a bit frustrates you and you are trying to tackle it, and how are you trying to tackle it?
So I'll pick up the word frustration.
Okay.
It's not a limitation per se, but I would say there's a lot of skepticism among the end users that AI is going to do this, do that. AI is going to take away jobs. AI is going to manipulate how you do stuff. I believe, that's a misconception. If you really use AI as a tool, see, you can actually get stuff done faster, more efficiently, and that actually gives you delight. So my frustration is more about from the fact that people have started misconstruing what AI could actually do.
Absolutely.
So this is where I would like to sum it up.
This is something which every viewer, every user is, fearing the future and how it is going to be in another 5 years. So yes, you rightly said that it is actually a bit of frustration in everybody's mind. Of course,
See, from an engineering standpoint, when we try to develop anything which uses AI as a tool to deliver some real value to the end user, the frustration is that adoption does not happen because of some myths that are circulating in the market, or some concerns that users have. We are very, very open with respect to how we use the data, how we utilize that data to train the models, and no sensitive information, no user-specific information is used to train the models. So I would just like to demystify that.
Yeah, and that adds to the education for our viewers, for our users, for consumers towards AI. Because yes, as you said, a lot of myths around the information are still there. Yeah. So Arpit, would you share some advice for the startups who are trying to build AI-powered IoT software, especially in India?
So, two set of advices. One, do not build anything that ends up being in the showcase. Build something meaningful, build something that is loved by the end users. And two, when you are designing, keep manufacturability in mind, because if it is difficult to manufacture, again it ends up getting dust and becomes a problematic experience for the manufacturing guys. So these two set of advices I would have for the startups who are trying to build something in hardware related to AI.
So that's such an experience coming out of the manufacturing unit and the founder himself, which surely motivates the startups who are juggling between the manufacturing and designing and making things beat. So that's a great advice. Yeah. So that was an insightful walkthrough of IoTify manufacturing unit, and now we are for a rapid fire round with Arpit Chhabra. So Arpit, one challenge that India must solve to become a smart manufacturing hub, and how AI can help it.
So we need to focus on quality standards. We need to increase our appetite for quality. We need to define quality in a way that we start manufacturing world-class acceptable products. How AI can help? See, AI is going to act as a prompt towards everything that we do. whether it is about selecting the components, whether it is about making sure the procedures or the processes are being followed. So AI has a lot of role to play in ensuring that we manufacture for the world, not only for the Indian masses.
Okay. And the next one would be like any AI myth that you feel is close to consumers for consumer devices, which needs to be busted and you would like to bust them.
So the myth is that AI is always listening, AI is always tracking you. In reality, it is just trying to get some data which is anonymous so that it can actually create a better and pleasurable experience.
One word that describes the future of AI in home automation.
Human focused.
Awesome. That was a great conversation with Arpit Chhabra and a good experience in IoTify, understanding the insights and innovations they are bringing to the table.